Yo guys, Chris here, I'm Spring Gamer, and welcome back to more Star Trek Online. Last time on Star Trek Online, we did the mission, The Vault. Now today, we'll be doing the mission, Mine Enemy. Now, here's the thing about Mine Enemy. Just kind of a few side notes to get through before we get started on the mission. Mine Enemy is a strange mission. It's a very long one. It's actually one of the longest in the entire game. I think the total amount of time it takes to complete the mission is about an hour, maybe a little bit over, depending on how fast you are. And the reason for that is a lot of gray space, a lot of space that you're taking care of other things and not doing a whole bunch of anything else. So as a result of that, this can probably be there's probably going to be a part 2 of this episode just to get this entire mission all squared away. Now normally there's not a whole lot of situations in Star Trek Online where you would need to prepare for a mission, but this is something that I would recommend preparing for. And I have prepared as follows. Also, I'm coming off of a cold. My voice is still a little scratchy. I think it sounds better than it did before. It's just, I'm a little scratchy, so if my voice sounds different, that'd be why. So anyway, as we're preparing, I picked up a couple of things. I picked up a new rifle weapon, a Tetrion high-density beam rifle. I'll go into exactly what Tetrions do in a minute. And I picked up a new kit module. It is a stun grenade. The enemies you'll be finding now. Here's the thing about this mission: you won't be going into the ground portion of it with a full away team. You will be having about one, maybe two, excluding you, members of your crew with you on this mission. So you won't exactly have the full. You won't have the full complement that you would normally have on a mission. So as a result, this mission is going to be pretty hard on the ground. Having a stun grenade is good because that means you can stun enemies when you need to, kind of giving you a chance to attack them and basically do a lot of damage and take them out a lot easier. That's what I have. I also have a Tetrion high-density beam rifle Mark 6. Now, Tetrions are interesting. It's actually one of my more personal favorite energy weapon types. What a Tetrion, especially the Tetrion weapons have, is that they deal more damage to the shields of the enemy rather than they deal to the body. Because the lowest setting only does 39.5 damage, Tetrion damage times 2 per second. Or it does 83.1 damage per second. However, there's the 5% chance that it will do a lot of damage to the enemy's shields, bringing them down basically all instantaneously, especially this early in the game. Now, the exploit tack is even better because the exposed targets will take about 210% damage when they're exposed. Now, I don't have an exploit, or I don't have an exposed weapon on hand. All I have is exploit, but I think one of our crew members does, so it should be fine. But even on the high density beam, there's the same 5% chance to deal 179.1 damage to shields. This will be useful because the enemies that you'll be finding here, not all of them will have shields, but they will be more difficult to take down. So that's why I have the Tetrion weapon and the plasma weapon, of course, supplemented with a stun grenade, so I can get them with the stun grenade and then shoot them with a high density beam to take them down basically instantaneously. It's good. Apart from that, I did upgrade the ship a little with a new console. Excuse me. It's a science emitter array of Mark 6. It improves shield restoration by 15 points. It's basically shield healing. This ship does not have very good shields to begin with. In fact, the covariant shield array that I have on hand right now doesn't really regenerate particularly fast enough because it's more basically for taking as much damage as possible. Also, by the way, as a side note, that 4,722.3 maximum shield capacity, that's for each facing. So you have that much shield capacity per facing, and you have 4 obviously. So one shield facing can take that much damage before going down completely. But anyway, this will improve shield healing. That covariant shield array will benefit from that quite a bit. I don't always use covariance. I tend to prefer resilience. That kind of a nice balance between regeneration and total capacity. So I tend to go for that. Apart from that, nothing else really has changed. I just don't like how there's only one science console because I really could have still used the emitter amplifier. Even though it's a Mark II, I really could have still used it. And that would have been beneficial to me. But anyway, the next mission, Mine and Me, let's talk to Tanae over here. Convenient that we're still on Starbase 32. Let's talk to her.
Intelligence has decoded the list of Riemann targets that you recovered from the vault. I need you to investigate one of these locations and determine why Obasek and his forces planned an attack there. The Vahar system is still technically part of the Romulan Star Empire, but Ferengi speculators have moved in, and the Empress has done nothing to remove them. The Ferengi have reopened the mines and are now doing business with anyone with Latinum. You will go to the Vahar system under the pretense of negotiating a possible trade agreement with the Federation. Talk to Madron, the operator of the mines. Convince him to allow you access. Find out all you can. Once we know why Obasek and the Riemans are targeting these mines, then we will be able to decide how to proceed.
All right. So, I actually get a Horta hatchling pet, which is kind of funny. I don't think we have got, excuse me, I don't think we've gotten to pets quite yet. But we get some nice weapons, heavy cannons. I'm probably pretty interested in that. So anyway, there's nothing really of note to go off on here. So let's head to the FAR system. Captain, the Reams are targeting a magnesite mine in this area, but the list we recovered didn't have exact coordinates. I know we're in the right area, but all of the moons in the system are inhabited and our sensors are being affected by the magnesite. We'll need to contact each moon to try to determine which one the Reams were actually targeting. Okay. There's some magnesite over there, and I'm going to ignore it. So, just there are 3 moons here, as she said.
You've stuck your nose in our business for the last time, Starfleet. All ships, attack!
Yeah, there's going to be some Orions to deal with, of course, but yes, there are 3 moons in here. Just contact them all. You'll be fighting on 2 of them out of the 3. There are only corvettes, though, that they're going to throw at you, and corvettes are ludicrously easy. In fact, they were the first enemies that we ever fought, at least in space, out at the side of the tutorial. That was in the, rescuing the SS Azura. That was a long time ago, too. It was like 2 years, jeez. But they're super easy. This ship is much more capable of handling them. And I'm going to get a tachyon beam on you, so I can whack you with there we go. Also, I got a little close to that guy when I sent off that heavy plasma torpedo. So the ship's on fire. But anyway, it's just fine. I'm going to take this item section with the rainbow lockbox. It's fine. No, don't scan magnesite ore. Alright. I'll take it. Again, we won't be getting into R&D for a very long time, which is why I'm ignoring all these... oh, Jesus is slow. Which is why I am ignoring all of these raw materials just floating around. It's because, again, we're not going to get into R&D for a very long time. I'm probably not going to get into R&D until we're at least an admiral. At least. Vice admiral, specifically. So that's level 50, and we're only level 22. Because the reason for that is just... It's just... A lot of what you can do with R&D is not exactly useful until you're a Vice Admiral at level 50. Because that's where all the good stuff was when Vice Admiral was the highest rank you could go in the game. So that's the reason why I'm just going to wait until then.
Solicitors, beggars, or Starfleet allowed.
They're not very hospitable around here, are they? This is a dangerous area, and it's only gotten worse since the destruction of Romulus. It might be difficult to get someone to trust us. Yeah, they aren't very friendly here, but there's a lot. There's the last moon. It's literally called Cole. I like that. It's kind of a funny name. Also, that shield facing is not regenerating, even though I just said I had a console equipped that basically gives better regeneration. Let's see if we can go a little faster. How fast are we going? Impulse 105.54. Not quite fast enough, but okay. Come on, this is so slow. Yeah, later we'll get much faster ships, but this thing is just, it's just pitifully slow. I can just throw off fireworks and it's fine.
Hello, my good friends. I'm so happy to meet you. Perhaps you are in the market for some high-quality magnesite? We have the finest ore in the quadrant. On behalf of the miners and residents here, I'm more than happy to welcome you to our home. Please transport to the surface. Unfortunately, the large amount of extremely pure magnesite ore in the core of our little world will interfere with your sensors. For safety reasons, I must insist that you use the transporter signal enhancers that I have installed at my own expense. Also, I know you Starfleet types are so fond of your away teams, but could you please restrict the number of crew you bring down to the surface? My people here aren't used to strangers, and you wouldn't want to disrupt their work, would you?
All right, bring him down. I'm gonna bring down a. Excuse me. I'm gonna bring down Travell, because having a medic will be good. Query in the quarry. I like that one. All right, so Madron is clear at the other end of the map. And by the way, the map. This map is absolutely massive. One thing that is weird about Star Trek Online is that maps are absolutely massive. And you can see here, like, the mining colony is small, but off to the side here, there's a little kind of offshoot. I wouldn't go there if I were you. There are a lot of really bad enemies there that you don't want to touch or anything. To quote me out of context on that one. But Mudron's at the other end of the colony. Mudron? That's what I called him? But yeah, this is a first example of how much white space there is in this mission. Like, you're going to be running around doing things, and there's a lot of white space, and I'm not quite sure I'm going to keep up commentary for this. I'm probably going to do a lot of cutting, just to start off, to be honest. Modron's sitting up here, so talk to him.
On behalf of everyone on this forsaken rock, let me be the first to welcome you to Hathara. As you can see, we don't have time for pleasantries. And I'm not sharing my Tranya stash with you. So, why don't we skip the chit-chat and get down to business? Unfortunately, I cannot call this mine my own. I'm just a middleman. Out of the goodness of my heart, I help the residents here pass on the products of their hard work to commercial entities such as yourself. The minuscule transaction fee and trade tariff I keep to offset my expenses is figured into the unit cost of the ore. My operation has become one of the best in the area because of the high demand for my services from both sides. I provide the best mining equipment and...
Okay, sorry about that. I had an issue with the recording, but it should be fixed now, hopefully. But anyway.
Really? Suit yourself. Just remember, I have an exclusive contract to export magnesite ore from this moon. If you try to cut me out of your deals, you'll regret it.
Madron won't answer questions about why the Remans might be targeting this place for fear of scaring us away from a possible sale. Perhaps if we ask some locals about what's going on here, they'll provide more information. Yeah, Madron's not exactly a nice guy. Typical Ferengi, whatever. So there's some people around the map. There are 3. Not too far apart, thankfully. So we need to talk to them to get some information about what's going on here. To be honest, this is not exactly one of my more favorite missions. It's a very long one. It's very long-winded, but I'll talk about that in a minute.
I'm sorry. I really can't talk at the moment. I have to finish a survey of the area so the miners can start work on a new mine shaft. As much as I'd appreciate someone else to lug around this heavy equipment, it's all very delicate, and I'd only trust a capable scientist to help me.
Alright, so, these 3 people, they require help. Want some help for something, but if you're not the correct specialization, i.e., tactical officer, engineering officer, science officer, you can't help them. You need to find the guy who's...
I can't talk to you. I can't talk to anyone. I'm on the run. And if those thugs see me talking to you, then you'll be in danger too.
I'll talk to this guy in a second. I forgot this was the tactical one. But yeah, if you're not the correct specialization, you can't help them. This is the engineering one.
I don't have time to talk to you right now. I need to repair this drill so I can make a living.
Not unless you know an engineer who'd be willing to take a few moments out of their busy schedule to help me fix this hunk of junk.
Yeah, so you can't help them, or at least this guy. So this guy over here is the guy that you need to talk to if you're a tactical officer. It will tell you which one you need if you're in the other specializations.
I need someone who's not afraid of a fight. There's a group here that's beating and stealing from us. Madrin doesn't do anything to stop it. For all I know, he's getting a cut of everything they take. They're making life miserable for all of us. Would you be willing to help? There's a group of bullies that have been stealing from us. If we don't give them what they want, they beat us. I had a friend. All he was trying to do here was feed his family. Be a good man. He had an old bottle of ale. He said it was from the homeworld. One of those thugs wanted it. Now, my friend is dead. I'm too weak to stop them, I know that. And now I have my friend's children to feed in addition to my own. But if someone were to teach them a lesson, this camp would be a better place for all of us.
Right, so thug gangs. There are a couple. They're kind of at the outskirts of the town. So weapons out and ready to fight. So the first one, I'll take to the one that's closest. Yeah, I'll take the one that's closest because it should be, better. They might be kind of hidden though. Kind of a little finagling to figure out exactly where they are. I mean, this alleyway should be where you should go. Alright, just start shooting because they're going to start shooting at you first too if you're not careful. But yes, I know these guys don't have shields. Why would they? They're refugees, so they wouldn't have personal shields on them. But that's not going to last too long, unfortunately. So that's the first one. The second one is up here. Hopefully I can get through these things. Yeah, I can get through here, thankfully. The other thug gang's up here. Get a stun grenade on. I'll show how what the stun grenade works. Oh, come on. Nope, come on. Come on. There we go. Got to work. Well, that killed them. Wonderful. I was going to show how the stun grenade works just to kind of get a nice shot lopped off on them, but hey, if it gets rid of them, then fine. That's sure, it's fine. Another one over there. I thought there were two. There are actually three. There's another one over here at this other end of the colony. Maybe this time, well, maybe not. I still need to recharge for another 30 seconds. I'll probably be done with them well before that runs out. Alright, we're returned to bully refugee. Again, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is kind of giving the runaround, doing things that I honestly wouldn't want to do. To be honest, the tactical one is probably the best because it's just really attacking, thugs. The other two are quite more tedious.
These guys have been giving everyone a lot of trouble. These thugs are part of a larger group that operates deep inside the magnesite mine. They control the lower levels, and no one who goes down there uninvited ever comes back. I don't know what's so important down there that's worth hurting us to protect it. Maybe if you went down there, you could get some answers.
Gang Time Violence Task Force. Your tactical training is paid off. Whatever. Violent Gang Task Force. That's what we are apparently now. We're here to beat up gangs and save people who had ale and they died because they had ale. Probably was Romulan ale and whatever.
You want to go in the mine? Are you really interested in buying any magnesite? Or are you just here to cause trouble? Because if it's the latter, I know someplace you can start a little ruckus. There's a gang that controls the bottom levels of the mine. They won't even let me in there. Previously, I allowed them to keep their little kingdom in exchange for information. But lately, they've been more trouble than they're worth. And the intel they're feeding me is useless. Honestly, who doesn't know about the green invasion of the fairy space?
Alright, into the mines. So yeah, like I said, like, the other two are more tedious to do because you're just doing more runarounds, but thankfully the tactical one is probably the easiest. Or it's definitely the easiest because it's just, you just saw exactly how easy it was. So into the mines. Wonderful. Alright, exploring the mine. Oh, this guy here. What do you guys say?
What do you want? This area is restricted. Only people my friends and I like may enter. And I don't like you. You don't belong here. And I'm done talking with you. Leave now. Or suffer the consequences.
Yeah, he's not nice as per usual. That's a typical Romulan for you. Ooh, an uncommon shield. Okay, I'll take it. In fact, I'll equip it right now because I have a standard I have a standard issue shield on hand right now anyway. I'll take this one. All right, now I'm better protected. And dang it, this menu. Defeat hostile Romulans. All right, so these mines. Again, they don't always have shields on them, but some of them later on will have shields on them. And this Tetrion weapon will be much more useful for that. And I like how the guys over there don't even notice that their friends over here are basically getting annihilated. And those those guys over there are watching and don't even notice. Use atomic optics. Oh, get out of the way, get out of the way, get away. Photon grenade. There we go. There we go. There's some guys with some shields to wear away with this Tetrion beam rifle. There we go. Right, so examine Romulan campsite. Captain, there are a series of pressure plates located in this area. They're low tech, but the Romulans may have had to resort to outdated security measures because of interference from the magnesite veins in this cavern. The problem is that the magnesite is making tricores almost useless. If there's anything on this moon that the Remans would want to eliminate badly enough to use their own weapons, it has to be here. We're going to have to figure out how to use the pressure plates to reveal whatever the Romulans are trying to hide. I suspect that we need to activate 2 of them to open the door. Alright, so pressure plates. So, how do you get your crew member to stand on that pressure plate? Well, there's a kind of a feature that is rarely ever used in this game. It's usually the earlier ones that is commonly used. But you can tell your officer by clicking this button to go to a specific position. And once you have both of yourselves on the pressure plates, it will lock in the coordinates, and you can use the door. To tell your officer to follow you again, just right-click on the button, and it will deactivate the position. And that door looks really weird. So it's kind of a really cool feature that's not particularly well used. It's more used for tactics. And even then, it's not even well used anyway.
I give the orders here, Commander. You are out of line.
With all due respect, sir, there is a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking.
There is much here you cannot understand, Jack. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not forget your insubordination, Commander. The Tal Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. I'll be in the command center.
Colonel, they were civilians. Their blood is on our hands.
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
Ooh boy, that voice acting. I'll get into that soon enough. Alright, so there are 2 things you can do here. You could, the analysts in this room will completely engage in their work. I wouldn't be surprised if we can sneak past them without being noticed. Yeah, you could either sneak past them, which is kind of the easy way, or you can just start shooting. And it's kind of funny, early on when the game was kind of brand new, you know, this mission wasn't quite wonderful.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to worry about. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hakeeb has his way, we all will.
you could just start shooting, which is kind of the way you don't want to do it. Or you can just sneak past, and sneaking past is just as easy as well. So you can actually you have an optional objective of releasing the prisoners. You're gonna want to do that. These consoles will allow you to open up what they're called, the cells. Geez, and they'll help you with some fighting that you're gonna be doing in a minute. Alright, so head up to the top. There's a little ramp you can go up through here. Alright, so Commander Janik. Very easy, apparently. Now, they kind of funny, like, this mission has had a very bad history with bugs. And it seems that bug is still present. She doesn't want to go down. There we go.
Enough! I surrender. I value my life more than the Tal Shiar's secrets. I'll tell you anything you want to know. But first, you must tell me why you are here and what you want. The Remans know about this base? Impossible! Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you, but it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here. Nothing more. There are many targets that those Reman scum would find much more tempting. Are you sure you want to end things like this?
Alright, so she's basically uncooperative, so you have to kill her. Unfortunately. And she has Fringy Jellied Gree Worm on hand. Nice, okay. Alright, so the base's control room. You need to find that. And basically the map reveals it anyway, because the game is very linear in its design. Your friends there might start attacking them. They are actually attacking them right now. Do not worry about it. Get Travell to come over here. Button's too small. I'll just let them attack. It's fine. Doesn't matter. They're basically worthless anyway. There's an Ulan sitting there. Oh hey, they survived. How nice. I actually thought they all died. Alright, so around here. Oh, 2 more Ulans. Vaporize. I like that.
How did you find this place? What else do you know? No matter. You won't be revealing anything to your superiors. It's disappointing I cannot give you a proper interrogation. But I have much to do and little time. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
Alright, even as the base is about to explode, we need to download the records here real quick. Also, I love how at the end there, Akiv's cape? I don't know what to call it. Whatever it was kind of getting a little excited there, as it were. So now just run out of the mines. Run as fast as you can. Don't think about shooting. In fact, I'll put my weapon away right now. Don't think about any of that. Just head out. You can actually look at the consoles here and see what people have been listening to while you're running out of the station or the base or whatever. Respawn point unlocked. That's nice because I don't think you can fail this part of the mission no matter how long you wait. It's possible, maybe, I'm not sure. So run out of the mines. I don't know, nothing to say at this point. Just keep running. Keep running. Almost there. Rocks fall on our heads. Somehow we're not getting injured from it. Travell's very far behind, but it's fine. Just go to the surface. Alright, now we need to confront Modron. Back to Modron, of course. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. I'm kind of going a bit of an awkward way, but I'm still going the right way.
idea. I certainly wouldn't have sent you down there if you... Say, you didn't happen to find anything valuable down there, did you? Because if you did, remember, I have an exclusive contract. And what's it to you? This is a rough area of the Quadrant, you know, and they're good neighbors. If you're not easily embarrassed, their cameras and listening devices are everywhere. I haven't had a single problem with Orions or Herodians since they moved in. And it doesn't hurt that I acquired the odd bit of information here and there. I'm a businessman, and information is big business. Unfortunately, no. I'll admit, I was trying to find out, but their systems were locked down tight. I'm sure whatever it was had to be big news. Everyone was on edge. Janik and Hakiv were barely speaking, and I once heard Hakiv mumbling something about orders. Someone's been pulling his strings, but I don't know who. I do know the Tal Shiar takes security very seriously. If you manage to pull any files from their system, you can expect them to be heavily encoded. Trust me on that. I speak from experience. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go talk 100 Romulans into digging a new mine to replace the one you destroyed. My profit margin for this month is ruined.
Marge doesn't seem to know much, Captain, or at least he's not willing to part with what information he knows but without being paid. I don't think he can help us anymore. We should return the ship and try our luck at decrypting the files from the Tal Shiar. I'm sure they will be more useful than anything Modron has to say. Alright, so, decrypting the files. You need to actually go to your ready room for this, so head into your Starship Bridge real quick. Been a while since I've been on this bridge, too. Alright, so your ready room. Head into your ready room real quick and go to the library computer, which is over here. Right, so we have 5 files for plethora, precedence, reciprocity, I can't pronounce that, and referendum. So let's open Fervor. So it has a bunch of Klingon notes in it, so we need to analyze the file structure. There is no anomalous data structures found in this file. Files referenced by another file, reciprocity. There's an inaccuracy found. The House of Korg is the seat of the Klingon High Council after evidence was revealed that the House leaders collaborated with Romulans to attack the House of Martok. So change faulty information. So active treason. There we go. Open file reciprocity. Analyze file structure. It's encrypted. Apply passkey. Alright, so we need to go to another file. Go into plethora. Analyze file structure. No anomalous structure. So inaccuracy found. Ambassador Sagat was revealed to be an unnamed infiltrator in a Stalfree vessel. Transport him to the monastery of Pajem. So change faulty information. There we go. Open file. Apply another passkey. So basically, every time you change faulty information in the other files, this file will have another passkey available to it, and when you apply it, it reveals more of the file. So open the other one, precedence. Open. Analyze file structure. Partial number sequence found. Officer ID numbers in the sum of the previous 2 files referenced by another file. Nope. This one I can't really do on my own. I have kind of like trial and error. So the last file, referendum. Inaccuracy found. Starfleet has no record of Ambassador G-Rock visiting Andorra. So change the faulty information. Coronas. Nope. Nope. It was actually Vulcan. There we go. Open file and apply the file passkey. So this is the final file. Alright. The Tal Shiar is planning an attack on a Riemann base. We need to get the first from Animal Tene and Starbase 39 Sarah immediately. Alright, so return to Animal Tene.
The Tal Shiar records you recovered show that Hakiv and his forces have been targeting the Riemanns for months. Obasek and his followers have been driven from their homes, had their ships destroyed, and their loved ones killed or imprisoned. Some might say that Obasek's campaign against the Tal Shiar is just. However, Obasek was planning on using Thalaron weapons in the Bahar system, which would have killed hundreds of innocent civilians as well as the Tal Shiar cell there. This is the problem with revenge. Violence and fury only create more pain and suffering.
Alright, I think I'm going to take the dual heavy cannons for this one.
Congratulations, Commander.
And equip them immediately, because that'll be fantastic to have. Because right now, the standard ones weren't very good. But anyway, the mission did not take quite as long as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be a lot longer. Maybe it's because I'm a tactical officer, and all the previous times I did it took a very long time to do. So I suppose we'll just end things here. So let's join me next time for more Star Trek Online. We do the next mission, Frozen. If I can find the thing. Yes, Frozen. Not one of my favorite missions in the entire this particular story arc, but it's actually a pretty decent one. All right, see you guys later.